from Amazon. They released a new mock-up video of their floating blimp warehouses that they're calling airships. You guys can see
scary.
it there.
They're shooting drones out of it.
Shooting drones out of the bottom of 2 giant blimps. They're calling
so
airships.
Scary.
Yeah.
So this is what they were talking about doing with those vans in neighborhoods.
Except now it's a blimp.
Now it's a blimp.
An airship that has
that
smaller
one's
drones.
a grill.
Yeah, offloading products as big as grills.
I think what happened was they realized that if they just
it looks like a grill. Okay.
If they just sent the drones from the truck, people would destroy it.
No, Wes, there was 4 drones that lifted a grill. That was a single drone lifting. Okay, and now they have a smaller blimp that comes and puts itself inside the bigger blimp to re-up on stuff to the airship.
This is nuts.
Warehouse.
So Amazon delivery drivers are going bye-bye.
Well, I mean, yeah, probably so.
You are! There it is. Hell yeah, boss!
Oh, hey!
Oh, yeah!
Good morning! And welcome to episode 1067 of Hard Factor. It is Tuesday, October 25th, 2022. Thank you for cheating on the news with us today. Mark's got the latest festival news and much more in your cup of coffee in the big time.
That's right. It's Fyre
Festival.
Yeah.
Fyre Festival? Yeah.
So it's related. Yeah.
Didn't they make you happy when all those fucking rich bastards got fucked over? And I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
For the Fyre Festival, it was, I mean, how much was a ticket again? Like,
it was 20 grand, something like that.
Yeah, because you bought the yurt and the experience.
Yeah.
It's like the feeling when like some rich asshole like pulls out of like a Lamborghini or Porsche shop with a brand new car and crashes it right away.
Yes.
Right.
Same thing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Except for you always find out when you read the fine print, Wes, but the problem is you always find out when you read the fine print that the rich people get away with it and they don't have to pay any of it back.
Right. That's the problem. It's like 75% of those people are rich, but 25% were like going with their friends and like bankrupted themselves.
Right. Yeah.
Which is sad.
In fact, we have a story about one of the rich guys that got away with it at the very, very end. Wes has some shocking McDonald's news and an expose on a gang of idiots at a Michigan school board meeting on deck.
That'll be correct. Yeah, this is some sad news, but I'm hoping that it goes the way that most things go when it comes to bands or sports stars. If you catch my drift, I'm hoping it's.
Oh, right. About the Mickey D's. Yeah. Very big news. Huge news.
Yeah. Huge.
Enormous news for Hard Factor. And I've got at the end a few about the future, but maybe not at the same time. One of them is definitely about a rich guy that got away with something.
About the future. They're going to be depressing, huh?
Well, maybe not though, Mark. That's
more idealistic. Okay.
The future, or maybe not. We'll see.
Okay.
It's the future. It's up to us. We're in control of our own destiny, right?
I've got a lot of I'm pretty pessimistic this coffee. So yeah, yeah.
But speaking of controlling your own destiny and optimism, the fat-a-thon is chugging along, right?
That's
How
right.
you guys doing?
Totally.
Dude, I was like, so the bride yesterday at my wedding, which is why I wasn't here, is a big fan of Dr. Pepper. So she just had one of the things was just buckets of Dr. Pepper, and I was like Forrest Gump yesterday, like at the White House. I drank like 4 Dr. Peppers, full flavor. Then they had a cookie bar at the end of the night, so I'm just eating cookies, drinking Dr. Pepper like a fucking asshole.
What did you text us today about the Whataburger? What'd you say?
Oh, the chili cheese Frito burger is.
You didn't really rebound.
Oh, I'm off the rails.
You're on your feet all day.
Frito
weddings,
burger,
chili cheese Frito burger from Whataburger is fantastic.
Wow. So the
had to pull over. I was going to eat it in the car driving. Had to pull over.
It was that good.
Yeah,
you had full attention to this burger.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. Yeah, so fat-a-thon, kind of chugging along. I also am heavy, but I'm trying to work
I'm
out.
still like weighing myself and keeping semi accountable so I don't go back to where I was. But I mean, I'm not killing it at all.
Oh, we're working on it.
Not
We're working on it. And factor meals are helping. Also,
they
a
are
couple
actually big time. That's the only thing
big
saving
time.
my ass.
Would have been real bad. Not doing a Mark real quick. I know we need to jump into the news. Not doing these ones, but the climate protesters. I know you guys have seen it.
Oh no. I covered it. I covered.
Oh, you good?
Stuff.
Good.
Yeah.
What about?
I'm gonna sneak in some stuff.
What about? Did you cover some of the horny stuff? Some of the hot pics.
What about an update on the throuple?
Whoa. Okay, the throuple. Yeah, it turns out we covered them before. Last time she claimed that she got the doll to look like her. This time she claims she's looking like the doll.
We're gonna cream of the crop that throuple every 3 months because they're gonna change their story slightly, and we're so stupid and horny and like think it's such a good story that we're gonna. Wes made a joke. He goes, "She could dye her hair, and we do it tomorrow as the cream of the crop."
And we would. I mean, it's a great story every time.
Yeah,
we can probably get them on. Honestly, we can get them on.
Oh, for sure.
They owe us.
Well, also to be fair, did call it that's an OnlyFans ad. And so I mean,
of course
it was a story that was just an OnlyFans ad. It was a great one though. It is every time with that throuple.
Shout out Laura Lynn for just nailing us on that. She was like, this story, but in reverse. And it was like the article that we covered in July. It's like,
yeah. Well,
does he ever turn down the real woman to have sex with the doll?
That's
He's
what
like,
she claims.
No, thanks, honey.
Yeah, she
Not
said
tonight.
in the July thing that she got it because libido was too high. So like, she's like, fuck the doll.
And that's I still think is the truth of it, actually.
Yeah.
No, but also other naughty stuff, the Wisconsin volleyball.
I
also
saw that.
Celeb photos for Halloween costumes. But yeah,
she's like a
Wisconsin
beard
volleyball.
for like what it's called, like a what it's like when a gay guy or a gay or a lesbian keeps around someone to make them look like they're not gay. Is that called a beard? Or is
I don't know.
I've heard the she's term. Like this guy's
Urban
like
dictionary.
She's like this guy's like just distraction.
Well, yeah,
he really just wants to fuck the doll.
For sure.
He doesn't want to be a weirdo.
He might be like Yuri, where he's more into the doll.
Right.
A woman who goes on a date with a gay man to mask the fact that he is gay. So this would be he's in love with a doll.
Right.
Well, they are performers at the end of the day, and so is the doll. It's part
I think they both might be beards.
It's a 3-person act, including
double beard.
Double beard.
They're all beards.
They're all beards in this scenario. All right, nice. We're ready for some news?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Cup of coffee in the big time.
I've got a lot.
Nut house over there.
It's a nut house over there. I got a lot in this coffee, so no jokes, okay? No fun facts. We're going straight into honorable mentions. Let's go right into politics. No cap, right out the gates. It's midterm season after all, and you can bet your ass we were doing a live stream Tuesday night, November 8th, and that we are going to be doing some gambling on Predict It and making some money. And you can too if you go to predictit.org/promo/hardfactor60. They will match your first $60 deposit. It's totally legal in all 50 states until 2023 when the U.S. government is shutting it down. But don't worry, Wes and I are now officially defendants in a case against the government unlawfully shutting down Predict It. So we will totally win that case. And also in Texas. And also the midterm bets are safe. You can totally bet on them and withdraw before the government tries to shut them down. No problem there.
Oh yeah. So safe.
I'm worried I'm going to fold real hard under any kind of questioning, but that's not,
from the government?
It better be televised. It better be
fold
televised.
so quick
from the government question.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting.
I hope it's televised so badly.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Can we tape it even if it's not televised?
Yes. We're allowed to talk about it. We're allowed to tape it. We got nothing to hide. We like using Predict It. And we use some of their stats for our show because it's closer than polling. It's like it's more accurate. All right. Anyways, today I'm going to spotlight one candidate for Congress and then talk about one senator's hilarious weekend. So let's head over to Alaska where they have, count them, one seat in Congress, one House of Representative.
2 senators.
Yes. 2 senators, because each state gets 2 senators, but one congressman or woman, right?
Oh, yeah.
And they're actually running back the special election they had a few months ago in Alaska where Democratic candidate Mary Peltola upset former Governor Sarah Palin and a game opponent, Nick Begich III, a Republican candidate who is the grandson of former Democratic House of Reps member Nick Begich of the Begich family, which is considered by many to be the most prominent Democratic family in Alaska. They're like the Kennedys of Alaska. Nick III's uncles were federal and state senators in Alaska. So one was a state senator and one was a state senator, actual state senator. And then Nick Begich I even died. His grandfather died in a small plane crash, presumably. They aren't even sure. How about that for similarity?
Yeah, the Kennedy connection. Wow.
That's like the Kennedys of Alaska. But Dr. Nick Begich II, Nick III, who's running his father, is more likely on the trend that his father didn't die in a plane crash and is in fact Q, like John, because he is the king of conspiracy theories. So Dr. Nick II,
Did his dad get his brains blown out too, or?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, what was the deaths like? Because the Kennedys have some.
We only know about the patriarch. He died in a plane crash. It might have been all three for him. Okay. Dr. Nick II, or Nick Jr., this is the father of the guy running right now, is more like Dr. Nick from The Simpsons. He's a little bit out there. He got his doctorate in 1994 from the Open International University for Complementary Medicines, Colombo in Sri Lanka, and that's allegedly a diploma printing mill or a sham university that gives you a diploma if you pay.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like becoming a doctor in the Caribbean.
Correct. He didn't really take any classes, right? If you go to their website, it doesn't exist. And then there's 8 Google reviews mostly saying that it's a diploma mill. He then started writing papers and books about major conspiracies like mass mind control and started the Earth Pulse Printing Company, which houses his books and DVDs. It just publishes and produces his books and DVDs. And now Nick III, he's the co-founder and co-owner of Earth Pulse Publishing, and he's making upwards of $1 million a year at that job. He's got a couple other jobs. He's a multimillionaire.
So he's like a wannabe Alex Jones.
Yes, and Nick III is like the guy profiting off his crazy dad, correct? He's selling his pop's conspiracy books and DVDs. From the research I did, it looks like people want to like Nick III because he represents himself as more of like a mainstream normal guy, a Republican that Alaska probably wants to elect because right now they have a Democrat and they lean a lot pretty far right. So the woman who won the Democrat, she replaced a Republican. They're trying to get another Republican in there, but they're now trying to suss out whether Nick III is anywhere near like his dad, because his dad thinks the University of Alaska Fairbanks operates a massive mind control device that can manipulate populations, create earthquakes, and remotely alter the climate by beaming energy into the atmosphere. That's the top article you can read at earthpulse.com. Dr. Nick's mind control thesis.
Again, it was a fake doctorate, right? Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, he just publishes his crazy thoughts.
Yep. It's
on
like
earthpulse.com.
He gave himself a fake doctorate, then he started a blog, and he was like, nobody can defeat me in a match of wits.
That's right. And he has a program similar to like Tony Robbins, like an inspirational conspiracy theory program. So either way, it's Alaska, so not a huge deal. They have one representative, but definitely one to keep an eye on for the live stream, and a great character and family to look into for us to talk about.
That's a late market to close. We got to keep a close eye on that one because it's going to be a shit show too.
I saw on 538 it's like 52-48 for the incumbent, the lady versus Nick.
No, the Democrats probably going to win because everybody hates Palin so much.
Well, Palin's not in it. She's going to lose.
It's this other guy.
It's this other guy. He's the crazy
guy.
He's got almost a coin flip. Yeah,
he's probably similar to Palin, where they're embarrassed of him. They want to elect him, like you say, but they're like, oh, is he too Alaska?
His dad's too crazy.
Right.
Yeah. Is it? It's just a little too Alaska.
Right. You don't want to send Alaska's a lot like Florida. They don't want to send a pure Florida man to DC.
That's right.
They don't want to send a pure Alaska man to DC.
Right. They want to put on a shirt first.
Right. They got to sand him down first. Yes. It's got to be a sanded down, watered down.
The blood off of his hands first.
That's right.
That makes it over there. Maybe one of the crab guys, since they got no more crabs.
Remove the crocodile from his arm. Yeah. The alligator. Next up, to wrap up the politics segment, is Ted Cruz brings in the booze. Did you guys see the weekend Ted Cruz had?
Heard about it.
I saw he was trending all over the place, but I did not see why. No,
he had an insane weekend, and really he didn't do much. It's just people hate him. Cruz went to game. I think it was Game 4 of the Yankees Astros ALCS series. that the Astros swept the Yankees in. So he went to New York, and he was obviously rooting for the Astros, and the Yankees fans were worked up because they're down 3-0. But while he got to see the W, he was taking L's online and in person all day at the stadium. Apparently, at one point, he clapped when Altuve struck out because he either hates the Astros star or has some people assumed he just doesn't know what baseball is or what a strikeout is.
Right.
So
got mixed up. So, wow, it was a good swing, though.
Altuve.
He tried. He really tried on that swing.
Exactly. But it was the New Yorkers in the crowd that really gave him hell, as they just constantly flicked him off, like basically the entire game. In this picture, there's 3 people flicking him off. Top left.
While he waves at him.
3 people flicking him off in that picture. And they heckled him all game. Like, there were chants like, go back to Cancun, referencing him fleeing the state he represents with the power outage, remember? And basically they yelled at him to suck their dicks all game. It was a lot of, suck my dick, you fucking asshole.
Yankees fans, I mean, they're already unbearable, and they're down 0-3, about to get swept, and they have their most hated senator there to just openly mock. Like, it's just going to get ugly.
It was the only thing they were looking forward to, is that this guy was there to heckle.
Right.
Yeah.
I also think Cruz, though, I think he's a all press is good press guy. I think he seeks this out. He loves when he gets hated on.
That's my conclusion.
Especially by Yankees, literally.
Oh, yeah, Yankees. They're literally wearing the NY hat. Oh, it's like a fucking wet dream for this guy.
Yeah.
He's like, flick me off again.
You're so right.
Yeah.
You're so right. And it didn't end at the Yankee Stadium for Cruz. Cruz, if that wasn't enough, Cruz then went on The View on Monday morning. And do you think The View's live audience is a fan of Ted Cruz?
Oh, no, he loved this too.
No, those broads, no way.
They're not. They're not. The women first started. The women in the audience first started a loud climate change protest chant while he was mansplaining inflation to the women on The View. That was so egregious that Whoopi Goldberg stopped to yell at the climate change women, saying, "Let us do our jobs. You all need to shut up and get out of here." Like, they started defending Ted Cruz because the weirdos in the crowd got so overboard.
He's like a bait dog.
Exactly.
Like he gets people that mad. Like he can get any liberal that worked up. Ted Cruz in the middle of a set like that on The View.
But then he stays calm and they look like idiots.
But this is why
if they hate him that much, we should probably love him, because we hate them. We should love him.
Exactly. So then later in the show, while he was talking, they had to hit the dump button because someone screamed, "Fuck you, Ted Cruz," live on air. And it got so bad that the View host kept apologizing to Ted Cruz, basically saying, "We don't like you, but we are so sorry this is happening to you in our house. This is very embarrassing for us." And that's
I mean, it's the View's fault. Like, they shouldn't, like, Ted Cruz. Okay, Ted Cruz is Twitter. Ted Cruz loves Twitter.
Right.
Because Twitter hates Ted Cruz.
Right.
So Ted Cruz trends on Twitter constantly, right? And that environment, it sort of promotes this whole, like, let's fucking hate on Ted Cruz like he's a subhuman piece of shit, and let's do it. Like, Twitter kind of like encourages that. And then also the brands associated with Twitter, The View and all these others. And so, like, they condition their viewers and listeners that this is okay, and then they see it in real life, and Ted Cruz knows how to take advantage of it.
When it's so egregious, it almost makes that person sympathetic, right? It's like
that's what happened to Trump. That's what happened to Trump.
Exactly. Yeah. And like shit girl, the girl who pooped her pants, when everyone's so egregiously mean, it doesn't matter how bad the person is. It almost makes them sympathetic, especially if people have the same thoughts as them.
Right,
like,
because it's all one-sided. It's like, we got to defend our boy now.
So it's just, it's crazy. It works out in his favor. Like, we've all kind of...
Cruz knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's like I'm saying, Cruz was also jacking off at the hotel later.
He's a smart guy.
Yeah,
he hated me so much. It was incredible.
And also, I kind of get it, the sports game, that's been going on forever. And that's where, like, Let's Go Brandon chant started. Lizzie's in a box in Ireland. All sorts of shit goes down in sporting events. But the goofballs at The View are giving off major mashed potatoes on a Monet vibe, which is the new climate change protest that happened this weekend. $110 million Monet painting got mashed potatoed by climate change activists.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
How many times are they going to fucking do this? How many different foods are they going to spread on works of art?
Yes.
Fucking idiot.
They threw mashed potatoes at a priceless, I guess not priceless, $110 million Monet painting, like, at a German art museum. Fine art is getting absolutely owned by climate activists, ironically, probably the main group of people that appreciate fine art. Do you think Hemi Denny is a fan of Claude Monet?
Hemi Denny?
Yeah, Hemi Denny.
Hemi like as an engine?
Yeah.
No.
They call him Hemi Denny because he has a bunch of Hemis. You think he's a fan of Claude Monet?
No.
No, probably not.
So why are the climate people mashed potatoing Monets?
Because Ted Cruz isn't there, Mark. Ted Cruz has figured out that he's a walking Monet, and he can anger these people to this point. And all they have. But
why is fine art drawing the ire of climate activists?
They should go to a Corvette meeting, right?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Right. But to them, it like represents rich wealth, right? They're like, this is wealth. That's the rich white man, like a Ted Cruz, right? Like so, like it's the next best thing. You can't buy Ted Cruz in the face or scream at him. You can put a mashed potato.
Should they? It's like it's almost like them burning books.
It's so stupid.
Idiots. I love when they have to unscrew the glue and then put it on their hands and put the it's like a whole process.
Oh, did you see that the wax museum of King Charles got pied too? That was another climate activist.
Nice.
What the fuck is these people's problems? Like
they hate art.
It doesn't prove
they're
anything.
Unemployed is what the problem is.
Like if it proves something, like okay, say there was like something that needed to stay cold and they could make it hot. And that was like, oh, I could do this in protest and I can like ruin everybody's day by like making this fucking thing hot. Like that would prove something about climate change. This hasn't it makes no sense.
Or
You're
like
just
Wes
covering
said,
fine art and food.
Pie or mashed potato a car convention. You won't because you get your ass kicked. No one's going to beat you up in an art museum. I get it. All right, let's move on though. How about some entertainment news? And I'm going to go ahead and call it Nerd Alert. This Sunday was the season finale of House of Dragons. A week ago, it was the season finale of Rings of Power. And a month or so ago, it was the season finale of Stranger Things. What a run for nerds, of which I am one. So all good. I can poke at them. Don't dox me, you dweebs. Which one did you guys like the best and worst? Go.
Listen, I didn't finish Game of Thrones. So if you guys are going to talk about it, let me know.
No,
and I will
just saying which one we like the best.
I of course like the House of Dragons. I don't even watch the other one.
Yeah. The other two, but yeah.
Those two are the nerds and real nerds thing.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, House of Dragons best of the three.
Yeah. All right. So also, I agree. The House of Dragons was the best of the three.
Unanimous. I mean, the other
Stranger Things, if they'd ended at that first break, probably would have been the best.
Right. That's true.
The last two episodes sucked.
The last two episodes are so bad.
Yeah.
But House of Dragons solid throughout. Yeah. And the thing that puts it way above Rings of Power is the fact that it was solid throughout. Rings of Power had a lot of lulls, and it was a good show in the end, but there was a lot of slow parts. And so, but House of Dragons, solid, amazing.
And to me, I think the Rings of Power rebounded and made you excited for the next season. For sure. I think Stranger Things did that at the first break, but I'm not super excited after the second break. The last
nobody's really.
And House of Dragons also made me very excited for next season, but was better overall than Rings of Power. So House of Dragons.
I'll never be able to watch the Stranger Things after I've seen, now that I know that kid has that prank encounter show. He's like,
right, the
prank encounter. Yeah, I can't watch anything in him with it. He just drives me nuts.
Yeah, but his relationship with like the potheads this year was so good. All right, the pizza guys
was good.
Also in nerd entertainment news, the first look at the new Paul Rudd Marvel's Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania or whatever came out with the trailer teaser, and it's got Jonathan Majors as Kang the Conqueror in it. Kang, he first appeared in the season finale of Loki, and he's going to be the main bad guy in the next two Avengers films. He's like a Thanos level, don't fuck around unless you want to find out type villain, the top guy. So it looks pretty good. Also, Majors is on fire because he took all of the steroids and is the main villain in the next Creed film, Creed 3.
Oh, right. That trailer just dropped too.
Yeah. He plays like a guy that was friends with Creed as a teenager, and they got in trouble with the law, and he took all the blame and went to jail for like 20 years while Creed became a famous professional boxer and made millions of dollars. And then guess what? He gets out of prison and he's now the main bad guy. And
he's jacked.
He did every push up and bench press possible for 20 years. And he beefs with Creed. So there you go. Did you like that segment, Wes? The nerd alert that probably went over as well as you, as this image will go over on Facebook if we post it. Post a picture of a half naked black guy on Facebook and the engagement tends to be high.
I mean, I like all the Marvel movies. What'd you say it was, the Quantum something? Is that another name for multiverse?
No,
is that the new multiverse?
No, Wes.
Quantumania?
No, Wes. No, Wes, the quantum world's where like the Ant-Man goes, and he's been in it and all the Avengers and stuff. And in there is Kang, and in the Loki film, Kang started the multiverse as well in the come on, Wes. And the Doctor Strange is, come on. No, the quantum world is not the multiverse. No.
Just give me the Hulk,
No,
okay?
no, Wes.
Just
Come on, Wes. Get it straight.
Come on,
I mean,
Wes.
the winner of Jonathan Majors. Wow.
Yeah, he's having a good year. In other entertainment news, he's also a good actor. In other entertainment news, RIP to actor, comedian Leslie Jordan. Are you guys familiar with him?
Yeah.
Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah, he's a really sweet, funny. Was he in Crocodile?
Yeah, he was. I'm almost positive he was
In
Nick,
the second one?
or Mick.
He does all the funny videos where
That's
he
right,
talks
Will.
like this.
That's right. Well, he's a really sweet, funny, iconic actor, comedian, and musician. He was a star on Will and Grace and a bunch of other sitcoms. He did a few seasons of American Horror Story, but recently he was like a huge social media influencer because he went on Instagram and did a daily inspirational video post during the pandemic at his house of him just goofing around and being positive that got like the majority of the internet to follow him.
And he talked like Will said. He talked like this and was super friendly.
He was basically like what Lindsey Graham is like when you visit him at his estate and you're not a journalist.
Here, sweet pea, can I get you some sweet tea?
Yeah.
I was wrong.
Yeah.
It was not.
Yeah.
It was not him in the Crocodile
No, this
Dundee.
guy's not. He's American,
Walter.
but he's like Will nailed it. He like became
He's an
super
actor, right?
famous.
Yeah.
He's been a bit actor in a bunch of things, but
Right. And he had a hilarious bit right before
he's like a
passed
lovable
RIP.
guy. Yeah, he's a super. Everyone loves him. He's got a funny voice. He's tiny. He also died like the spirit animal and mascot of the show, the Macho Man, as Jordan had a quote medical emergency behind the wheel, then crashed into a wall. So it sounds like he had like a heart attack or seizure while driving.
Major
Just
Macho
like-
Man death.
Just like the
RIP.
Macho Man, R.I.P. to Macho Man, R.I.P. to Leslie Jordan. Happy Diwali. Diwali started yesterday. I believe it lasts 5 days, maybe 6. The Festival of Lights is India's biggest holiday, and its purpose is to celebrate the triumph of light over darkness, good over evil, and the human ability to overcome. So this year, once again, Diwali is pretty ironic.
Yeah, it's been a rough run for Diwali since about 2020.
That's right.
The last three
2019,
Diwalis. Yeah.
20. Yeah. Been a tough several years, Diwali.
Especially
More like
India.
more like denial. Am I right? Yeah.
But at least you can watch the Diwali Office episodes. Those are funny.
Yeah, those are fun. I'm just kidding. Everything's going to be fine. Diwali it up, Halloween it up. Really lean into that humanity ability to overcome. Why not, right? The glass is half full, right?
Yeah, you can overcome.
Not really.
No. And here's a good humanity one.
The cream of the crop!
The Fyre Festival founder, Billy McFarland, is out of jail and publicly announced his latest scheme to steal all of your money.
Second chances.
That's
what
right.
America's all about.
That's right. Good humanity story. I guess his new event, listen up, Wes, is called The Treasure Hunt. He dropped a teaser with a treasure map and a phone number. And then he posted a little teaser video, highly produced, with sharks swimming in an ocean. Underneath them was a bottle with like a message in it in this clear water, beautiful tropical water. And then it said like more to come.
How much money do I have to give Billy McFarland to find out?
To find out, exactly. He also posted a message that said, what did it say? It says like, he said basically like, if you want to join the treasure hunt, drop me your contact info. And then it was a link for you to give him all your information. Yeah.
Give me all that info right now.
Yeah. And people say it's going to be like another festival, but probably with the treasure hunt involved. So it sounds like he's going to host some sort of, you show up to an island and you look for a treasure while no bands show up and there's nothing there and you've paid him all your money.
Is he he's just selling these people's data, right? This is just like a straight up, he's just like, I'm fresh out of jail, need a check real quick.
That's
Let
right.
me just steal some data and then sell that to the
That's right. The treasure is 25,000 emails and phone numbers and addresses.
of people that have money, probably.
Yeah,
too.
of idiots.
Yeah, idiots with money.
Of people that are susceptible to scam.
Yo, these
There's a lot
dudes
of
are
idiots with
susceptible,
money.
bro. These
Yeah.
dudes are gullible. He says that he just puts that ad out on the wherever you ad for selling data breaches.
This is super data. Yeah. This guy just got out of jail 6 months ago after spending 4 years in for conning tens of thousands of rich 20-somethings out of a ton of money to go see an impossibly ambitious festival. You're all familiar with Fyre Festival. If you're not, Google it. But this son of a bitch has highly produced videos now. Like, he's definitely leaning into it. He even said,
he's got the old band back together, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. In fact, well, he claims it's bigger than anything he's ever tried before. And speaking of the old band, if that's the case, how many dicks is this guy going to need to suck?
Oh yeah.
To get that off the ground. This is bigger than Fyre Festival. That guy better get his mouth ready.
Why did he have to suck a guy's dick again?
It was like to get like materials they needed. Because like it was like in a foreign country and they like, it was raining and they needed like certain things to get done, like water bottles.
Sucked a dick to get Fyre Fest.
He didn't actually suck it, but he admitted that he was willing to.
He would have though.
Yeah. He admitted on camera that he was willing to, and then he gave this face like, "Why? What is wrong with me?" Ironic timing for this announcement, though. I think Billy McFarland's ears were burning because this weekend there was a lot of chatter about the Fyre Festival when We Were Young Emo and Punk Festival in Las Vegas canceled their entire Saturday lineup due to wind 30 minutes before doors were set to open on the inaugural year.
Yeah. This is the one that Blink-182 is going to be at next year.
That's right.
I was like, I'm definitely going. But then they canceled day one this year, right? Or day two?
Day one. I think it was a Saturday, Sunday. I think Sunday may have gone off without a hitch. I'm not sure. For this story, it was definitely day one. Canceled the whole thing. 80,000 people traveled to be there to see bands like My Chemical Romance, Paramore, Jimmy Eat World, AFI, Dashboard Confessional, Taking Back Sunday, and Avril Lavigne.
Yeah, they drove there. That's crazy.
Yeah, drove or flew, whatever. This is the festival.
My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, this is the festival Blink-182. 182 is set to play next year. It's basically like Warped Tour in Vegas. And let me tell you, some people were emotional that the event was canceled. Anonymous concert goer likened the cancellation to being, quote, almost as bad as my last breakup.
Rather go to a carnival at the Diwali than this thing.
Yeah. Can you imagine how many people were crying in their hotel rooms in Vegas?
Oh my God.
Listening to these bands with their like on full volume.
I'll tell you what happened is that piercing and tattoo parlors in Vegas got flooded.
Yeah.
Lots of anger piercings, anger tattoos.
I want a dragon crying.
Jesus.
And then this date, although it was relatively windy in Vegas this weekend, it was confirmed windy, and winds in October, April and October in Vegas can be absolutely deadly, right? And prevent. I had my wedding there, and I had to time it around the winds. You know, it prevents helicopter rides, anything with glass panes, heavy objects from taking off, right? So I guess maybe a giant stage or people. Maybe it could be dangerous, maybe. But people were saying the cancellation reminded them of the Fyre Festival because it wasn't that windy. I mean, it was windy, but...
I mean, you're at least in Vegas, right? Like, if you're at the Fyre Festival, you're on an island where some guy's begging to suck a guy's dick for wood.
Yeah, you can cry at a blackjack table. Yeah. As opposed to
it's like Lord of the Flies.
Yeah, begging to get on the last bus while you're covered in mud. Yeah.
It's way better to get stranded in Vegas if you have to spend a day. But I mean, like, yes, that does suck. Obviously with the Blink-182 stuff was very excited that this would be a good festival.
Let's get into that. It doesn't help that the first year's ever lineup was mid, as they say, and canceled. But next year's lineup was already announced and has Green Day, Blink-182, The Offspring, Sum 41, Good Charlotte, Less Than Jake, Gym Class Heroes, Goldfinger, and Say Anything. Say anything you want, but that lineup is 1,000 times better than the one that was supposed to go on this year. I mean, they have like 6 bands that I want to see compared to 0 in 2022.
It's a great point, Mark.
Yeah, so like, how did they know that they were going to be able to get that act in the second year
what it is?
Before they even threw the first festival?
You know what this is? This is preseason. They gave themselves a preseason festival. They were like, okay, we're a new festival company. We're going to just give ourselves a preseason go here with the bands that we know, the people. They'll be mad, but really, how mad are they going to be?
Most concerts like ACL, Lollapalooza, Coachella, they don't announce next year's lineup till 3 or 4 months after last year's
certainly
festival.
Not before the first one, right?
And yeah, exactly. So I don't know. It smells a little fishy to me. We'll have to check in with Guns because he was actually there this weekend. I believe he's associated in some way with the festival, whether it's simply to cover it as a journalist and as a concert goer or more. I'm not sure, but But he knows if it's a scam or not. I have a feeling.
I don't know why I have this thought, but I just imagine that 75% of people that are going to go to that work in the Best Buy car audio section.
Oh,
I don't know why. I don't know why.
I'm pretty sure there's a large group of Best Buy audio employees.
Yeah, Best Buy. Everyone there works for Best Buy. Yeah,
People
Lots of
install car
retail,
speakers.
lots of retail in
Yeah.
general, lots of retail workers in general at the when we were young.
It's going to be 30,000 Toyota Corollas with the best Buy
Yeah.
sound
Yes.
speakers you can get.
Half of the people
Yeah,
also
absolutely.
have worked at Hot Topic.
Oh yeah,
for sure. And it's going to be an STD fest. That's for sure. But look, that's the cup of coffee in the big time. It was brought to you by Factor. You know, fall is officially here, and with the new season comes a new routine. But if you're like me, you get sick of the same old every day. Luckily, Factor's ready-to-eat meals. Meal delivery makes it easy to switch things up because they have over 30 plus meal choices per week. I'm on my third week. I have not had a duplicate because I'm picking them. Although I'm going to pick some duplicates because they're all effing delicious.
There's a few that I want. I mean, almost every meal. They're
Yes.
that tasty. It's
They
just-
are really good. Not joking. Eat them 4 days a week pretty much now. So, you know, whether I'm out and about all day or just cozying up at home, Factor's fresh, never frozen meals make it easy to fuel it fast with meals delivered ready to heat and eat in just 2 minutes. That's 2 minutes in the microwave. It's like 10 minutes total in the oven. Just preheat it for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You're going to be eating your meal within 15 minutes at the worst case scenario, which is
So convenient.
very convenient. Savor the harvest season with Factor's Pumpkin Feast for Two, featuring fall's most craved flavor, pumpkin. You guys ever heard of that in the fall? Pumpkin?
yeah.
You ready for pumpkin now, Wes? You were complaining in September.
I mean, I like pumpkin pie.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, the ready to eat bundle helps you make the most autumn with the full spread that feeds two. Date night in the fall, ever heard of it? Yeah, exactly. Look,
Right, Wes? A little pumpkin pie?
It is October.
it is October. They have all sorts of things. You can pick your own. You can let the chefs pick them for you. You can do a vegan plus. You can do a protein plus. They have all sorts of. They'll fit your diet needs. Any way you want it. It's cheaper than takeout. It's delicious. It's convenient. You can get as many meals as you want a week. If you get too many, you can pause it. If you have too little, you can add to it. And look, let's get to the deal. Okay. The deal is, I got to read it off my phone because I cut off on the ad read and screw the ad read because it's actually just really good product.
Yeah.
that
It's
we use.
it's the best. Factor is I've tried a bunch of meal deliveries. It's like very good nutritional profile on all of them. Very good like portion sizes plus delicious. I mean,
It's a
you
very
can't get
high
better.
chance I'll be using Factor even if they, stop paying us.
And the packaging is great too compared to the other which is a big deal with these meal deliveries.
It's true. So head to go.factor75.com/hardfactor60 and use code hardfactor60 to get 60% off your first box. That's code hardfactor60 at go.factor75.com/hardfactor60 to get 60% off your first box. And we'll have all that info in the description of the show, the URL and everything. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Nice. All right. Guys, they say if you want to find a nice Christian girl to settle down with, you need look no further than your local church, right? Makes
Yeah,
sense,
heard that.
right? Makes sense. Well, they also
does
say
make sense, yeah.
if you want to find your town's most outspoken bigots and morons, you need look no further than the local school board meetings. Chock full of bigots and morons, right? So just check.
A lot of them are, sure.
Yeah, just mostly morons. A few genuinely concerned parents sitting in circles.
Would that
thinking,
would that apply to the PTA as well, Wes? I would assume. I mean, like
PTA
sorry, that's
That's
teacher
the
parents.
Karen's version of that.
Yeah.
What about as in the HOA too? I feel
Yeah.
like these are all very similar.
Yeah, school board meetings and
organizations.
HOAs. There's a few overlaps there.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not in the life of the party part of the Venn diagram.
Right. Yeah. It's just a bunch of guys sitting around drinking coffee saying things like, I just don't get it. Girls are prettier than boys. Why would you want to kiss a boy if you was a boy? Boggles my mind. Right.
And also, I'd like to say that I like to volunteer my free time to come and control students.
That's right.
That's what
Yeah.
I want to do.
They need
with
some
my
discipline. Yeah.
Or stuff like, did you see the new mural that Gonzalez, Mexican girl from the high school, painted on the middle school wall? I'm pretty sure they're symbols for gay transgenderism and witchcraft. Probably some voodoo her grandma passed on to her. you know how they are down there with their medicines and culture and stuff. And
that's what they really said, huh?
Yeah, that's what they really said. In Grant, Michigan, yeah, that's exactly what they say. Grant, Michigan, population just over 1,100 in 2020, really is a prime example of that kind of culture that they have going on. So when the middle school wanted to spruce things up at their health center, they held a contest. And guess what? That sophomore Mexican girl won. Her name is Evelyn Gonzalez, and the mural she drew is has the town's bigots and morons in a frenzy. I'm going to pull up the mural for you now.
Can't wait to see how gay this mural is.
Yeah, here it is. Okay. Yeah. Now, accusing Evelyn of putting satanic symbols of witchcraft and gay stuff throughout the mural. And I'm going to play the local news story for you now, if someone wants to hit that for me.
Oh, yeah, I can hit that.
Oh, yeah.
Begin tonight with the controversial painting by a Grant High School student. It's on a wall in the middle school building, and tonight some parents complained to the school board about its messages. 13 on your side's Nate Belt was at tonight's meeting and has details.
Looks like an anime vaccine
I put
thing.
my art up there to make people feel welcome.
Oh, there's a rainbow
That's how
shirt.
Grant High School student Evelyn Gonzalez describes this mural. She painted it inside the middle school's teen health center.
Pretty good
Parents
artist.
are concerned about some of its content.
Now, this here is the mural in question that was a hot topic tonight at the school board meeting here at Grant Middle School. Now, some of the things that the parents were closely paying attention to included the trans flag on this t-shirt here, this symbol, which the artist says comes from a video game, as well as this symbol here, which she says is a Hispanic sign of protection.
I feel like she did a really good job finding excuses to defend the things she put on. None of us are that stupid.
Parents alleged the video game character is actually a depiction of Satan and that the hand symbol is demonic, with several even using the word witchcraft to describe it.
That's not what I'm a part of, and that's not what I'm trying to put out there.
They made this girl defend her mural.
Flag, one
character doesn't even have eyes.
Sickness.
When adults pretend things that are like real life, it's a mental illness. We need counselors. We need help. Bipolar disorder. Fix their brains.
With another saying it's discriminatory against Christian beliefs.
We and our administration should embrace that and get all of this hate material out of our schools, because it is hate material.
Not everybody was opposed to the mural. One parent was appalled by some of the words used.
I am a conservative, right-wing, gun-loving American. But I have never seen more bigoted people in my life.
And wants to see more acceptance in her community.
We have an array of people in this little town. And I'll be the first one to support our Christian families. But we're not the only ones here.
A student and friend of the artists who described themselves as queer says they were bullied throughout middle school and into high school. They say the mural makes them feel included.
Maybe you should be more concerned with your children's behaviors instead of what art is on the wall.
While some parents called for the mural to be removed or altered, Grant Public Schools handbook includes a non-discriminatory policy, saying in part, any form of discrimination or harassment can be devastating to an individual's academic progress, social relationship, and or personal sense of self-worth. No decision was made on the future of the mural at Monday.
All right, so there you have it. Now,
that's amazing.
Let's examine some of these symbols that these idiots are worried about. The hand.
Why did the girl? Okay, before we get into that, why did it work that way, where the parents were allowed to like address these kids who like are defending the mural directly? That seemed a little strange, right?
That's like a police using interrogation tactics to get like a false confession.
Right.
It was like bullying. Yeah.
It was very odd. Yeah. How they handled that.
It was Satanism, wasn't it? Like just like over top of her. She's like, yes.
Yeah. they said normally those school board meetings have 10 people and over 50 people showed up that night just to
she's got to get out of that school
on fire.
Yeah. So again, let's
examine. It's a pretty good mural.
It's amazing.
What the teacher who is assigned to this did was they fucked her by not being like, hey, maybe tone it down on the ultra messaging of everything in this mural. Like, you have some of these elements, but they were like, okay, do whatever you want.
Well,
the teacher should have been a little bit of a better
the Satan stuff. He has the thing.
Yeah. Okay, so one of these symbols these idiots are worried about and all up in arms is the hand with the eye symbol.
Yep.
Remember this one?
Yep.
Now the dum-dums think that Evelyn is trying to get one over on them, and that symbol is some kind of Mexican witchcraft.
Right.
And as you heard, Evelyn says it's actually a symbol of protection. And guess what? Evelyn isn't lying. It's actually a symbol of protection. It's the Hamsa, or the Hamsa hand. It's an ancient Middle Eastern amulet symbolizing the hand of God, aka the hand of Fatima, or
Not
the hand
my
of
God,
Mary. Yeah. And in all faiths, it is a protective sign. It brings happiness, luck, health, and good fortune.
Sorry, my God doesn't have 8 arms and an elephant tusk,
Exactly. Hey, where I come from, there's
Vishnu
an eye
over here. Yeah.
There's an eye in the middle of it. It means Satan.
I don't see any nail marks on that hand or no JC tattoo on the arm that holds it. So
that's right.
Next, let's look at what the bigots are calling a transgender symbol, and I got handed to them. They nailed it.
got this one.
Yeah, they saw it from a mile away. It is the transgender flag.
I didn't know that until they pointed it out.
There it is.
I didn't either.
Yeah. Well, see, I told you spotted it from miles away. Nowadays, whenever you
gotta
see
keep your eye on
a
this
colorful flag that you've never seen before, it usually means something queer, gay. Okay, new flags, colorful, gay.
Good
finally,
eye.
yeah, great eye. Finally, the devil. Here's the devil, and
that's her worst part of the worst looking
it's like
part of the mural.
she's trying to do what it is for the people who can't see the pictures. It's a mural of like kids at a school. They're all like happy at the school or whatever, and then there's like graffiti on the background. Okay,
right.
And the devil is one of the graffiti things. It's like so is the hand.
But it's so tiny.
It's a little tiny face of a devil. It kind of looks like a transformer. It looks like Optimus Prime.
It's a devil
version.
transformer deal, but
it's from this video game, Genshin Impact, which is like an anime style game. Maybe she should have left that off there, but it's not the devil.
Anyways, all it is she's trying to make it look like there's little graffito tags on the wall behind the kids, which is fine. I just don't understand why the parents are so upset about. Like, it's just because of the ones you pointed out.
It's because of the needle and the transgender flag.
It's the gay. It's the little girl.
The needle the needle is so creepy. The needle is we didn't address this, but in the top corner there's a pig wearing a mask holding a full body size needle that's ejecting onto the dog below it. That is one of the creepiest.
There's also this one on the bottom.
Two
left
women holding hands there is probably not going over well with these parents.
Nothing with the gay stuff's going over. It's
the pig with the. I mean, the teacher that allowed the pig with the needle and I mean that teacher needs to like just take a class in how fucking dumb are you?
The pig with the needle.
They need to sit that teacher down and be like, how stupid
I think it's like
are
a
you?
vaccine reference.
Well, whatever.
It's the health center.
Yeah,
it's gonna freak. It's gonna freak people out. With
this is what's freaking people out. Is this black transgender
it's
kid?
It's the transgender thing.
Yeah. That's what this is all about.
Get your gay out of my school.
Yeah,
the big thing is freaking me out.
The one woman said it wasn't even about the mural. It was 50 people up, and people were talking about how we need to pray the gay away. So they didn't care about the stuff, Satan stuff. It was all about the transgender and gay.
They made their point clear that they're not into the gay stuff. So the students probably they get it.
That doesn't bother me at all. The pig with the vial of blood in the needle is really freaking me out. I mean, it's holding a black blood in a needle, squirting it on the dog.
We'll take a road trip and show up to the next meeting in Grant, Michigan. Give her hell. Give that 16
No. Give him something else.
I just want it. Since they did make her address everything, I would have loved if she would have told everybody.
Yeah,
what
call
the
into
fuck
the next
pig was doing.
PTA meeting.
Yeah.
What was the pig doing? Just that's the only question I want to hear the answer. I wish they hadn't have given her so much grief, but the pig.
it's a fucking mural. The mural stays though. They decided the mural stays, so many people are not happy.
Good. Good. I hope those parents have to see it every fucking day.
Yeah. By the way,
there's that pig again. It's giving me nightmares.
As far as bigots go,
she's a hot bigot.
She's a hot bigot, right?
She also had the best line. She was like,
"We're not that.
None of us are that stupid."
Yeah. Eduardo Oscarcio on YouTube honed in on that one.
Yeah.
You are that stupid.
That's the best line.
All right, guys.
To be that upset by it, yeah.
Oh yeah. To have a fucking meeting. I mean,
you can totally have your own opinions, but to show up and like address a 16-year-old, like berate her,
right? The fact
is insane. Okay,
they address the kid directly.
You cannot like that mural. That's fine. You cannot like it for a number of reasons. That's fine. But to not like it to the point where you drive into school and give her shit is insane.
Listen, no, your kid. It was either gonna, be gay or not be gay. This mural ain't gonna change much.
No.
It might make him a little bit, less in the closet and happier to feel a little bit more accepted. That's
Wait
all.
a minute. Who'd you say was coming over for the overnight? Gonzalez? It's not that Gonzalez that did the art, is it?
I mean, I'm not going to say anything about the power of the mural. It's just fucked up that they did that.
They're worried that they're worried that it's going to turn their kids gay.
The story is the parents yelling at the girl.
Yeah. It's fucking insanity. All right. Guys, for those of you who have been fans with us for a while now, you know that McDonald's McRib holds a special place in our hearts. Not only is it a delicious sandwich, fun fact, debuted back in 1981 at McDonald's in Kansas City, Kansas, but also because our use of the term send in the car, which I'm going to play for you guys right now, where if I can fucking find it.
Send in the car. Send in the car.
Of course, that scene is from Die Hard, and it was used by us when McRib announced that it was coming back in 2020 and making its triumphant return. For those of you who don't know, when you send in the car, it means you're sending in the big guns to save your mission.
That's right.
Your day, your life, your happiness. So when McDonald's was slumping,
what actually happens to the car, unfortunately, is it just gets destroyed.
We don't talk.
But we don't talk about that part. Yeah, it's like in Braveheart when he's like, fire the archers, and you're like, let's pack it up and go home, right? Like it's but we're gonna kill some more people too. He's like, yeah, but we'll kill some of theirs too. It's over. Write the check.
Send in the car.
Light the cigarette. It's over. Let's go home.
So they sent
the car. Who's the guy that sends in the car? I forget his name. He's the fat guy on Law and Order. Or
not the you're saying the guy who actually orders it.
Yeah, the guy.
Isn't he the guy from like Naked Gun?
Yeah, I think he might be.
Oh no, that was Die Hard 2. I'm thinking of the fat cop.
No, it's Die Hard 1 that it happens in.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We had a McRib version too.
We did, yeah.
Right. Well, that was where it came into the podcast. Was Wes played that clip to say that's what McDonald's was doing by bringing back the McRib.
Yeah, sending in the car.
That was our first of 2 successful campaigns for McDonald's.
That's right. Yeah. They hired us eventually, didn't they?
Still have not.
Didn't we get something from them? Yeah. I don't know.
We got gift cards.
We got gift cards. It was worth it. So good news is the McRib is back. And the bad news is that here's what McDonald's put on their website to announce that the McRib is back. It says the McRib is back. It starts with seasoned boneless pork dipped in a tangy barbecue sauce, topped with slivered onions and dill pickles, all served on a toasty home-style bun. And everything combines, you have a barbecue pork sandwich perfection. Get one while you can, because this is the McRib farewell tour. Okay?
Come on.
Yeah. Enjoy our pork sandwich as if it's your last. What the fuck, McDonald's?
Yeah, it's fucked up. But if they give me the steak, egg, and cheese bagel all the time,
I would take that trade.
Not going to be that pissed.
I would take that trade, Will.
Because I do love a McRib once a year, but I love a steak, egg, and cheese bagel every day. So if they give me back, which they still don't have in Reno, I checked this weekend. They do have it all over the East Coast. But
if they're going to get rid of it forever, we can kind of lift the curtain a little bit. I'm with Will. I'll eat a McRib once or twice a year. I'll eat a steak, egg, and cheese once a week.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Fair.
It's a Sunday ritual, basically. I go get my daughter a hash brown every Sunday, and if I could add a steak, egg, and cheese bagel, the McRib going away would sting a lot less.
Yeah. So. Think about that.
Then you need to give us something, McDonald's. They're putting out, signs that we're supposed to be happy about, like the McRib farewell tour. And like I said,
that's gaslighting. That's
hopefully this is like, how Mark says if a sports legend retires, he's going to come back again. Hopefully that's what's happened. The Eagles are adding tour dates to their Hotel California
Fleetwood
tour.
Max on their farewell tour.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So hopefully that's what's going on, but they're making a big deal about it. So it's a little worrying. And they didn't list an exact day the sandwich will be available. I think very soon. Multiple restaurants nationwide told some source that the sandwich will be on their menus early this week. And it will be good through November 20th, so right before Thanksgiving.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
The next announcement is like, we heard what you said and we're bringing it back.
This is bullshit. They always take it away.
The next thing, they always take it away and then they say, because you made us, because
you know what this is?
Exactly.
It's the porn couple. It's the sex doll throuple. McDonald's, they're just master marketers, just like the sex doll throuple. They just come up with different ways to get us talking about it every time. But
different McRib marketing and sex throuple couples, sex doll throuple couples are going to get us every time.
Every time.
Right. But you can also get, if you are, big as McRib fan as we are, you can get apparently some nostalgic McRib merch starting November 4th at goldenarchesunlimited.com.
There you go.
Delicious.
Side note, I had Whataburger's chili cheese Frito burger today, and it was one of the top 3 burger restaurant fast food chain.
So you're saying you had to pull over because it was so good. It was
so
good
while driving.
I was eating it while driving. It was so good, and also it was just so full of chili that I needed to give it my full attention.
You needed 2 hands.
Yeah.
Wes texted us, and then I looked at the Discord.
He
added everyone, which is
it was good.
Adding everyone is something you don't do unless it's like a big announcement, because it sends it's like all 500 people or whatever, and it like alerts them. So like that happens like once a month, and it's usually like we're doing trivia or something like that. And Wes added everyone that this burger was amazing.
It's a PSA.
This is breaking news. It was hot.
Let me know what you think of it. My DMs are open. When you try this burger, tell me how.
Well, I can't wait to fucking try it. But I can't.
You'll be here.
I will. I will be in Austin next week. This week.
Yes,
this week. Oh my goodness, so soon. Can't wait to see you guys.
Yes, we'll have to get a couple meals.
Yeah, Whataburger. Sounds like we're going to Whataburger on William Cannon.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Let's close it out today with a little segment I'm calling The Future, or maybe not, because you don't ever really know what's going to happen in the future. You think you got a good idea, even, we do a lot of predicting with Predict It and all this other stuff, and we think we have a pretty good idea of what's going to happen. You don't ever really know for sure.
We call a lot.
We get a lot right.
Yeah.
You can't get them all right.
No. So
this is the future, or maybe not, because these are people who are thinking about the future.
Okay.
But is it going to happen like this? I don't know. We'll see. First up, thank you to Self High Five for submitting this video
What a name.
from Amazon. They released a new mock-up video of their floating blimp warehouses that they're calling airships. You guys can see
scary.
it there.
They're shooting drones out of it.
Shooting drones out of the bottom of 2 giant blimps they're
That's
calling
so
airships.
scary.
Yeah.
So this is what they were talking about doing with those vans in neighborhoods.
Except now it's a blimp.
Now it's a blimp.
An airship that has
that
smaller
one's
drones.
a grill.
Yeah, offloading products as big as grills.
I think what happened was they realized that if they just
it looks like a grill. Okay.
If they just sent the drones from the truck, people would destroy it.
No, Wes, there was 4 drones that lifted a grill. That was a single drone lifting. Okay, and now they have a smaller blimp that comes and puts itself inside the bigger blimp to re-up on stuff to the airship.
This is nuts.
Warehouse.
So Amazon delivery drivers are going bye-bye.
Well, I mean, yeah, probably so. Probably so, Mark.
Warehouse is still safe for now until the robots in the warehouse.
Until one of these things takes down a commercial airliner, which is going to happen.
Yeah, there's a lot of logistical nightmares, really.
Could you imagine one of these things flying over like an African country like Kenya? They just like shoot it down and steal all the goods.
Oh yeah, if you blow darting the shit out of that thing.
Yeah, if you're over a field, why wouldn't you? Like if you're in the middle of America and it's not a city, why wouldn't you just shoot this fucking thing down and take all the goods?
Here, yeah. Anyways,
I would.
Guys,
I'd steal from it.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of there's so many. Right. That's just the tip of the iceberg of how many fuck ups this thing could have. Remember the Hindenburg?
Yes.
Blimps aren't exactly easy to control.
Andover Cassidy was on the Hindenburg,
right? Famously. Guys, this is the future. Or maybe not. Consider this was done. This video was released the same week that AWS, Amazon Web Services, the dominant web hosting platform these days, announced a hiring freeze on top of Amazon's factories that already stopped expansion projects. According to the New York Post, this already has all happened this year. And now there's a new leaked report that appeared in Forbes that showed Amazon has a 150% annual employee turnover rate due to poor training and promotion practices within the company. So maybe autonomous blimp warehouses with drone-to-door deliveries is the future if Amazon really is that bad at keeping their employees.
Yeah.
But also maybe not, because it looks pretty fucking nuts in a lot of the other things we just talked about.
I tried to log into my Amazon Flex app, which I did, I think, like 3 or 4 deliveries back in the day, but it had been well over a year, and they were like, no. You're gonna have to,
apparently
they're like apply and all that crap. And
apparently they're like nah with everybody. So
they have to be active, I guess.
So the report showed that employees are like nah with Amazon most of the time.
It's a big nah. I was nah with them for like a full year and a half, and then I was like, you got anything for me? And they're like, nah.
Nah. Big nah fest over there. So anyways, the Amazon basically having trouble, but also released this freakish video. Do you guys think that that'll ever happen? The blimps to drone thing?
I hope not.
No,
I don't think
it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to have this giant thing. Like, it's not going to expand your area that much. Like, you're really going to like
the trucks made so much more sense.
The trucks make sense, but these things are stupid.
The trucks are very and you can expand that from your current warehouses that are already like trucking.
I honestly think that the truck or the blimp is to deter from theft, because if you see it flying overhead, even in the distance, you're fearful of like an overhead camera. You're probably not going to destroy the individual.
So you think
drones.
they think the trucks will get robbed too easily?
Either that or the drones that come off the trucks, because the truck's parked a mile away. You don't see a truck. You're at eye level. Like if I just
and people go rob the drones off the truck.
Destroy the individual drones, but not if they see a giant blimp overhead. They're not going to fuck with the drones.
Amazon's service area map is going to be the most racist thing you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah, that's why I already made the joke
with
about
the
Kenya.
drone chips.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Low income. It's going to avoid low income areas.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, keeping it on that tip, fellas, let's take it next to another person who's been doing a lot of thinking about the future recently, who's also come up with a futuristic idea of his own. Kanye West has filed a trademark application to build the Yecosystem. And you might be wondering, what is the Yecosystem?
Well, very, very much so wondering.
Yeah. Well, fellas, it's literally Ye's own small universe of little cities that apparently has been in the works in his mind for years. But Kanye hopes it will be a self-sustained enterprise that would allow each city to have its own branded products and services that make them and him money. So, like, obviously, you'd also have to use Parler if you're going to work in the entertainment space inside the ecosystem.
So he's trying to do what Apple does.
Well, it's the metaverse, but in real life, you actually live inside his ecosystem and work in the ecosystem.
When is this guy going to do something good for humanity?
Well, he's going to start the ecosystem, Wes, which will be like literal communities based on the trademark application.
Yeah, he wasn't listening.
What's that?
Wes wasn't listening.
No, I heard that brands will make money. And
he's building the houses, though, that people will live in to work for these brands. So if you want to live in the ecosystem, he doesn't have an application process yet, but assuming you're probably going to get some type of hookup on your house based on the trademark application.
No Jews, though.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of red tape.
It's a big selling
a lot of
point
small print.
Yeah, absolutely.
At the bottom of
no
that
Jews in the Yay or ecosystem. None.
There's going to be some restrictions. Yeah. It's a lengthy application process, I'm sure. Based on the trademark application that he's already
he puts out a plate of bagels. You're like, are you hungry?
Yeah. Locks.
Nope. Yeah. Nope. You can't live here.
Capers.
There's only a sign-up application at the donut table, not at the bagel table.
Yeah.
You can't sign up for the other one.
Gotcha.
Based on the application, the trademark that he's already applied for, the massive undertaking will see towns built all over the United States beginning next year, 2023.
Wow.
So you guys, we will seriously have to ask ourselves, are we interested in taking Hard Factor inside the ecosystem?
I don't know if I'm allowed. I think I've always thought this, but I checked with my mom. She did a 23andMe. She's 2% Jewish, making me 1% Jewish.
Oh, you will definitely not be allowed.
I don't know if I'm allowed. I don't know what my dad's is, but I'm at least 1% Jewish. So I don't know if I'm
What if he allows Jews inside the ecosystem?
Well, then I'll consider it.
We'll
did you see? Speaking of which, did you see he hired Johnny Depp's lawyer because she's such a boss, who was also eventually dating Johnny Depp? I don't know if they still
nice. He just saw her on TV.
And he fired him.
And then he fired her because she said she was happy to represent him, but then when he did the DEFCON 3 and like the Jew comments and then doubled down on him, she said, "Look, I need you to apologize for those statements, otherwise I can't work with you." And he goes, "You're fired," and he tripled down on the Jewish comments.
He really has
He hates
tripled
the
down.
Jews. Yeah.
Oh, he's tripled down hard on that. And that's what everybody's got their eye on. We'll talk about the business aspect in a second, but it's like living in the metaverse, like we said. It's like real life Kanye is your landlord, like the movie The Super with Joe Pesci, except Kanye is in charge.
Yes.
So we made a little movie poster for you guys. Yeah. So where Kanye is getting held up by the guy because he's pissed. Imagine Kanye being your landlord. It'd be kind of hilarious, man. Like almost worth it for the content.
I'd take a tour through it, but I definitely don't want to live in the ecosystem,
dude. But imagine Kanye like stopping through, like giving you shit about your product. Like it would just be.
You could party, right? There wouldn't be like noise complaints, right? It wouldn't be like
everybody's an artist. I'd assume like everybody's going to be like, making shit, making music or shows or whatever. Yeah. Is it the future? Maybe, maybe not.
Neither of these things are the future.
Probably not. As we've covered, though, many are now rooting for Kanye's demise, as we've been talking about that. And all eyes are now on Adidas, if they will keep the Yeezy fashion line, and what Kanye's next music drop does in terms of numbers. You know, because that's what people are basically looking at to see if
his
the
music's going to be
ecosystem
fine.
has a shot.
The numbers are going to be fine, but the Adidas thing is alarming. Because
Adidas has kept them so far.
Everyone and their mother is like, saying like, David Schwimmer and Josh Gad and all these people are coming out and they're like, cancel Adidas if they don't cancel Kanye.
But
and I'm like, but I have like an entirely red tracksuit that's Adidas.
He also makes
gray
Adidas
tracksuit
most of their money these days.
Hey, guess where Adidas was started though?
Yeah, by a Nazi.
Germany.
Yeah, Nazi sympathizer. Yeah.
They're also now currently like one of the woke brands, but also at the same time,
not at their roots.
Yeezys make them a ton of money, and Kanye has been bragging about how they basically can't fire him because he carries such a big portion of their portfolio.
He had the famous line in the podcast. He said, "Adidas can't fire me. I can say anti-Semitic shit, and they still can't fire me." That was
to this point. To this point, he's been proven correct. Seems like a lot of their money rides on Yee. And sometimes, guys, like in another great movie, not The Super, but Back to the Future, you got to go back in time in order to get to the future. And this one was submitted by Coach Rowe because a California billionaire is probably living inside his own ecosystem in his $15 million property in Atherton, which is Silicon Valley, California, Northern California, in the 90s, when he buried a Mercedes-Benz convertible full of concrete bags on the floor in his own yard, only for it to be discovered last Thursday by landscapers who work for the new tenants of the home.
So there's a body in there too, probably a murderer.
Yeah, there.
Well, the canine units were called out, Mark, because they did think they got a hit or whatever. They got like a smell of like decomposing body. No, turns out the car was actually just one in a long line of insurance fraud schemes by the former owner of this particular Yecosystem mansion. Awesome. And it was buried an estimated 4 to 5 feet deep with the top down of the convertible at the time, and at the time reported stolen in Palo Alto, 1992.
That's awesome.
So,
yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So just you see the home with the pool and the tennis court, the beautiful mansion estate was built by Johnny Brocktoon Liu in the 1990s. His daughter, Jacques Searle, told the San Francisco Chronicle. She said that the family lived at the property in the 90s, which is when Atherton police believed the car was buried there, and that her father had tragically died in 2015 in Washington State. Oh no, they can't charge him with this insurance fraud crime. But they did get him with one in 1999. Lou was accused of paying undercover officers $30,000 in cash and gold watches that ended up being valued at $20,000. So he told them it was a third more valuable than it was, to sink his $1.2 million yacht in part of an alleged insurance fraud scheme, which was at the time considered the largest single case of insurance fraud in the state of California. San Joaquin County authorities told the Stockton Record in 1999. So, R.I.P. to Johnny Lou, who got away with the Benz insurance money in 92, but it also probably led to the confidence, the balls to grow, to get caught with the yacht sinking scheme in the future.
Yeah, well, thank God that lifelong swindler died in 2015. Could you imagine how much PPP he would have taken out?
Oh, yeah. The whole thing.
All of it.
All of it. To the bank.
All of it.
It would have bankrupt the Fed. Yeah.
That guy would have taken $1 billion in PPPs.
Yeah, he was living in the future in his mind for sure.
Yeah.
And that's all the Back to the Future news I got for today on Hard Factor. It is wheel time. Let's pull that sucker up real quick.
I'm not even going to attempt it anymore.
What happened was it's just not.
It's
not going quick.
It's just the internet.
It's just enough, yeah.
All right, here we go. Cup of coffee in the big time tomorrow will be called my own number.
Dialed himself up.
All right.
Tapped himself in.
It'll be Will. Mark and Wes will have some other stories for you. Follow Hard Factor News everywhere you like to doom scroll on your phone, because we put out videos there, and you can like, comment, and share those videos if you want to help us grow the show. You know,
doom scroll.
Yeah, like, well, you know, do you do that on YouTube, Wes? The apps, like the apps you scroll and watch videos on. You do that on YouTube. Do you do it on Instagram? Do you do it on Twitter?
I do
TikTok?
it on all of them. Yeah,
all of them. Well,
I didn't know there's a term for it. Was called doom scroll.
Doom scrolling. Yeah.
What percentage of Jewish do you think you'd have to be to like change your Twitter name to like Mark the Jew? Is 1% too low?
2%'s too low. Ask Liz Warren
how
that worked with the low percent.
Just checking.
Yeah, dude, I think you got to be 10%, and then you're probably good.
At least.
Well, your mom's. It's a really important that your mom is the one who's Jewish. So
she's partially. Yeah.
That's what counts.
Right. For
3 generations ago, she could have been Kathy the Jew.
Kathy the Jew.
Wow.
Yeah. All right.
Wow.
I knew there was something.
Well, Mark,
I feel like I can get away with it a little bit.
The dream never dies.
About you.
Yeah.
Mark, you could also convert.
I got the curly hair, the big
Mark, you could also convert.
I'm leaning into this a little too much.
If you convert, you can definitely change your handle. More to come on that. But
I love Jewish people too. This is not a surprise to me. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but you're like the dentist. You want to convert for the jokes and stuff. I mean, it could work out. But most importantly, more to come on that. But most importantly, have a great fucking day.
Hard Factor. Cheat on the news. Patreon.com/Hard Factor.